All right, so doing a roundhouse kick safely and effectively is really important. And really, safely is the big thing that we're going to be emphasizing in this particular video today. How to do a roundhouse kick in such a way where we don't hurt our kicking foot. Now, this is one of the requirements that we kind of expect from anyone who's a yellow belt or higher doing any kind of a roundhouse kick, whether it's a regular roundhouse kick, spinning roundhouse kick, any roundhouse kick in the world. You want to have your foot shaped the right way. And what we're really looking for is that your foot is pointed so that you can make contact kind of right where you tie your shoelaces on your instep, right? Really up close, almost to your ankle, right? So we're going to go through a few different ways so you can practice kind of low and slow and working our way up, right? So that you can reliably do your roundhouse kick properly without getting hurt in class. Let's get started with the first and kind of most basic of ways. All right, so for our first roundhouse kick drill, we're going to be practicing seated on the floor, doing our kick in a really slow and controlled manner. It's going to look sort of, never mind. So for our first roundhouse kick drill, we're going to be starting seated on the floor, right? Because that lets us slow down and hold out our kick without fear of falling over, right? Fear of falling over. We can look and be like, hey, that's how my foot should be, right? And what we're going to be doing is we're going to pick one side. It doesn't really matter which side. The leg that's on top, you're going to kick out. And when you kick out, you're going to have your toes pointed. Then you're going to bend it in and out, toes pointed. Right? Now I'm going to show you this from the side. Right? I have my leg, I kick out, toes are pointed as compared to flexed. Right? And when I say toes, I really mean your whole foot and your toe. All right? So that's really going to be the big thing that we're looking for. What we're going to do is we're going to practice a bunch on each side. Right? So we start off with the top leg. Let's get started. Ready? 1, point out, bring it back. 2, you can see I'm not really working on speed. 3, I want to be able to look at my foot and make sure it's pointed. 4, 5, 6. Now, if you're having a hard time pointing your foot, 7, you may want to do more than this. 8, but for now, 9, we're just doing 10 on each side. 10. Good, now we're going to do the other side. I'm going to do these kicking towards you so you get the different point of view, but you can face whichever way you want as long as you're using the other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And about this speed is good. 6, really look at your foot. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, so like with any of our kind of home training videos, you can practice this as many times as you need. We're going to move on to the second stage of doing this. Okay, for this second stage, it's going to be really similar to the first stage. All we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding in, turning our body into the process. So it's going to look like this. Let's get started. You get on your side just like we were doing the first one. You do your first kick, your toes are pointed. Then you're going to roll over to the other side and do the other leg. And roll over to the other side and do the other leg. Now, as you're forcing your body to turn and do this, it gives you less ability to concentrate on pointing your toes, right? Because you're doing so many extra things, moving more of your body, which is really the problem that most people run into when they do the kick, right? Is that they know how to point their foot, they just can't think to do it. Right, so we're going to do 2 more of these. 1 and 2, good. So we're going to move on to the next stage, but you can practice that as many times as you need before you do so. Okay, for our third stage here, we're going to be doing our roundhouse kick. We're going to be holding on to our chair or a bed or a table. It's pretty simple. You're going to stand belly towards the chair. You're going to pick up your leg. You're going to kick out. 1, put it down. 2, and make sure your foot is pointed. That's the big thing we're looking at. 3, if your foot's not pointed, you're not doing it correctly. 4, 1 more. 5. Now, I'm going to do the other side. You hopefully are as well. You can do it sideways to get a different point of view from it. And 1, foot is pointed. 2, foot is pointed. 3, foot is pointed. 4, and 5. Okay, now just like with all the other ones, you can do this as many times as you like, but we're going to move on to the fourth one really fast. For the fourth level, we're going to be still using our chair, but the difference is now we're going to add in twisting our body. We're going to start with our back pointed towards the chair, As we go to kick, we have to turn both hands on, kick out, make sure your toes are pointed. So we're just adding in that twist while standing up. We still use that chair or table for balance. Good. One more time. Good. All right, now I'm going to show you the side view. Again, using my other leg, I start with my back towards it, come up, kick, toes are pointed. Right? And if you can point your toes doing it this way, then you can progress doing it normally. Right? But this will really keep you safer as you kick in class. And like I said, if you're a yellow belt or higher, this is something we're specifically looking at for you to get promoted. So work on that detail of pointing your foot in your roundhouse kick.